Good afternoon, good morning, good day, whatever, wherever. We're here to entertain you and hopefully enlighten you a little bit with our podcast called
Who Closed Last Night?
We thought we'd just add a little cheese to this food show. So we got some cheese, then we're going to get into some crust. We're going to finish it with a little sauce. And at the end of this podcast, you're going to have a pizza or something like a pizza. Something digestible. That sound good? I haven't had breakfast, so I'm kind of hungry. So here's what we do. This is about the industry of people, of hospitality. We have a company called Walnut Street Hospitality Group that promotes this and sponsors this. And what we are all about is reaching out to you to teach you something, but not out of a textbook. It's things that we've learned.
That is correct.
We've learned it. We've lived it. We've been bitten by it.
Stumbled through it.
And we weren't even drunk. So with all that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to give you what we consider to be a real life lesson. After that,
it starts with the real life lesson. Then we give a real life story that we walked the walk through. We might have stumbled, but we ultimately got to where we needed to be. And we want to share that to help educate all our industry folks out there, all our small business owners, anybody that this could help. We want to help them with our failures and how we succeeded.
How we fought through it. And believe me, it's a battle. If you got a small business, you're an entrepreneur, every day you're probably saying, oh my God, where did this come from? And we're here to help you get through that.
The work never stops.
The work never stops. The surprises never stop. And, all I can say is keep on fighting.
Keep on fighting.
So today, this lesson today...
You seem excited.
I am excited. It's because, we own some restaurants. And one of the things for me is in order to operate a great business, you have to be able to experience it from all angles.
Yes, I agree completely.
So our thing today is our podcast. I shouldn't say thing. Our podcast today is called A Different View. What does that mean?
So a different view, as a small business owner, we all get trapped in the day-to-day, right? The same motions every day, but a different view refers to, do you know how your business looks from the guest perspective, right? So if you take orders behind the counter or you're retail and you're cashing people out, do you notice that behind you in the upper left corner, you have a light bulb out? Or that the picture frames on the front counter need dusting, right? Do you put yourself in a different space to get a different view? And do you notice what your guests would notice?
I think that is one of those small details that most people don't get. You go into the same carry-out restaurant,
yes,
right, for your Peking duck and fried rice, whatever you order, pizza, and you stand in front of the counter and you look at the person taking your order and your eyes wander and you start to see, just like you said, the light bulb out, that big pizza stain on the wall, the tape that is left on the wall from where someone yanked off the poster, and
the In-N-Out kitchen door, all the handprints on it.
That's what your customers see. That's what this podcast is about. It's about making a difference and getting a different view than what your customers see. So with that being said, we have some... we could just make 365 podcasts on the different ways that we've experienced this and that we failed at it. But Zach, I'm gonna toss this ball to you and say, tell us something that you've noticed in your restaurants or in any restaurant or bar or wherever you frequent, and it's something that the owner or manager didn't catch.
I got one for you, and so this is a more personal one. And it drove this point home to me specifically. We have a few restaurants and businesses, but we pride ourselves on operating them well. And I guess this adds visibility to, do you know what your guest sees, right? And this taught me a lesson. So we have this restaurant. It's a little further away than most of the other restaurants, and I'm even in each of the restaurants at least twice a week, running through, making sure that everything looks good. But this particular scenario, we were getting advertisement for an airline, and they came in and were shooting a commercial, a video for, the back of seat screen for everybody that travels, right? And we're really excited. We thought we had knocked off, our checklist. The place looked clean. And the staff was friendly. We had a good mix of food for them to look at, talk about, and get excited about. And even at the end of the day, I thought it was a slam dunk until they sent me the reel, and I saw it, and it's like a scar now, right? Every time I see that video, I'm like, that one point. And for you guys at home, the one point was, we have this tattoo crew program that's, I think, is pretty cool. We have about somewhere around 400 people with the Kono's North Shore logo tattooed on them. And the prize for getting our logo tattooed on you is you get 25% off for life, right? And people love it. And we got 400 people to prove that, right?
To ink themselves with our logo. How cool is that?
It's got to be cool because I got one. But to continue on with the story is, so I'm watching this, I'm all excited, we're doing a good job, and then the photo pans in this shot to our tattoo crew wall, and it looks like almost a checkerboard. It has a picture, a missing picture, missing picture. It just looks incomplete. And right away, it's like a gut punch. Why? And I knew I'm about to get a call too from my boss.
Who's that?
That's you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that call came, but it got fixed immediately. Although I can't ask the film crew to come back and redo it.
No.
It was said and done, and I learned a lesson.
And that lesson is
to take a different view, to see what the guests see, to have some fresh eyes.
Yes. So one of the things, one of the ways that I used to have to do this in my previous life before I was a restaurateur, I worked for a hotel company, and I would have to go into different hotels all the time. And it became it's the culture. So one of the places that you always look first is obviously when you're walking up to the door. There's the sense of entrance and all of that kind of stuff. But when you get to the front counter, the clock really starts ticking. And typically in most hotels, the back counter behind the front desk agents is cluttered, right? There's stacks of paper here, stacks of paper there. There's a box that came in for delivery. There's stuff, and it looks cluttered. And that's how the whole look at it from a different perspective, get a different view came about for me, because those people behind the counter don't ever turn around and look at the wall behind.
They don't notice it.
They don't notice it. They have to come out and stand on the other side to get that guest perspective. And it's amazing if you go into a restaurant, and let's just say it's your restaurant, because hopefully if you have one, you're doing this. You sit at this seat today, and you look around and you see, oh my God, the paint's marred there. There's a cobweb there. That light bulb's out. Then the next day, obviously, because you're a great operator, you've gotten all of that taken care of. Then you go to a next seat the next day, and you look around, and first of all, the table wobbles, the divider is dirty, there's handprints. You are walking up the steps as a guest, and you see that there's some dust on the handrails. These are all things that you don't really recognize. You go into the restroom, and what do? You make sure the mirror's clean. There's toilet paper and hand towels and soap. And you don't, does anyone ever sit on the toilet and look around at what the guest sees? And my guess is that's probably not something that you do, but you should do. I'm going to give you another perspective, and this is another story. There's a coffee shop close to one of our restaurants, and I'm saying this because you won't be able to tell because there's a coffee shop by almost every restaurant that we have.
Yes, there is.
And I don't want to get in any trouble, but they started a new concept in the evenings, and they had the television crew come in and film it, and it was on the news. That's how I saw it. It was on the local news. New concept by blah, blah, blah. And
So it's promoting their new service.
it's promoting their new
Yeah.
service, and they're excited about it. They got the guy in the kitchen making a panini. He closes the panini lid, the lid to the whatever it's called, the panini maker,
The press.
the press. And you would think I would know that since I'm in the industry, but I've never made a panini in my life. Anyway, so the panini lid goes down, and there is a hole in the wall.
Oh, no.
And it is on the news. And it's, I mean, it's not like, someone punched the wall, but it's a hole that wasn't intended to be there. And now, for perpetuity, on that reel, that hole will be there forever.
It lives forever.
It lives forever. And what we're trying to tell everybody is get out, sit in different seats, experience a different view, walk a different path. Come into your restaurant or your business from the front door, not the back door, not the side door, not
Different
the
times a
employee
day.
entrance. Different times a day. You
Call
will
your
be that's
I got this guy going. Oh, man.
You should not have started that. Have you ever called one of the stores and seen how they were answered?
Yes, I have. Religiously. I wonder why.
I have no idea, but that's a good habit to have.
I've heard that one before, too.
So, some of the crust on this pizza, tell me what you've experienced.
So you get people that you can tell don't want to answer the phone, or they're doing something else while they're doing it. But ultimately, the picture is that it's got to be the same as when a guest enters the store. Aloha, welcome to the restaurant. How can I help you? Or I'm excited to see you. How's your day going? Whatever that might be. But the phone call can't skip on it either, right? It can't, hey, blah, blah, blah. How can I take your order, right? It's got to be, hey, my name is Zach. Thank you for calling. What can I get started for you today? Did you hear about our special? 9 times out of 10, you want that to be what happens. But unless you're doing random calls, that's not what you're getting, especially if a new person answers the phone. That's one of the last things that gets transferred in training until you get burnt. Someone gets burnt, and then it's like everybody learns today how to answer the phone. But it's that extra step that gives any one of your businesses that edge to be better than the next guy.
So what you're saying is that the phone, the other end of the phone, is also a seat. It's also where the customer stands.
That is correct.
Now, that's an analogy that all of you should remember, because I don't think we think that way. We think about what we perceive the customer to feel, see, hear, smell.
Physically inside the environment.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Well, and I don't mean to talk about Taco Bell. But anyway,
first of all, we're big fans.
We're big fans. I love Taco Bell, by the way. But there's one Taco Bell location that when you pull up and park right in front of the restaurant.
Taco Bell, I might not agree with this. Don't ban me.
I love you, Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Anyway, I think you pull up and there's this sewer. You know how when sewer gases come out, right? Or when they pump out, the system, the septic system or whatever it is. There's that smell, and it's not in the store,
right? But
you get out of your car, and if you park within 2 stalls of that lid,
people will associate that with Taco Bell,
and that's what. And it makes me wonder if anyone from Taco Bell has parked in that spot and not in the employee parking or wherever it is, and said, "Oh, that smells." and they're going to go in and
That's going to be stuck in their nasal.
that's it. And will they associate that with my brand? And I think that's something that's real important that people don't get is whatever business they have is a brand. It could be one business, it could be 10 businesses, it could be, nationwide, but if it's in the parking lot with your sign on it, it's your brand.
Yes. Due to proximity, it is your brand.
So the point here is experience all of your business. Stand in front of the cash register where people pay and see what is behind them. See what the customer sees. Go into the restroom, see what the customer sees, smells, and hears. Go into the storage room. So I think the other part of this is your employees are customers, right? They're customers of your business. And I don't think that we all think about that.
Extension of you.
It's an extension of you. And when you go into, let's say it's an employee restroom, right?
Should have the same expectations.
It should have the same expectations. And I believe that that is not the way most businesses operate. And we're humans.
Yes.
We're fallible. So, I would say we don't we don't bat 100%.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect.
No superpowers.
No, definitely no superpowers. But we do like Taco Bell. Just putting that out there. So anyway, I think that's the sum of what we're trying to get across. Is see what they see, hear what they hear, smell what they smell. Make sure that your business leaves a positive imprint in their mind. Do you have anything else you can toss onto that?
Absolutely. I think a couple things. One, what's your website look like?
Oh, right? That's...
Are your hours of operations up to date? Is your menu current menu? Do you have some kind of seasonal thing promoted where it's a month past that season? And I know this again from experience, right? You make a menu change or go to summer hours, and all of a sudden you're getting a negative review on whatever platform it's on, and they're saying, hey, this wasn't on the menu, but it was on the website. And there's no winning that battle. You already messed it up, right? You can apologize all you want, but their expectation going into your business was to get whatever they wanted, right? And they were excited about it and they wanted it. They drove all the way in, told their friends, brought whoever, and they got to your restaurant. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have that
anymore,
right? And there's no winning.
Yeah.
A second thing I think to this conversation would be a different story, but maybe in a different view. Something that I now notice, and we corrected immediately. So, the doors to your business, one's shut, one's open, they both open, however your business operates, right? So I was walking into one of the restaurants doing my normal, picking up deposits, inspecting the restaurant, just seeing what's happening. And I'm walking in and I noticed there's this blank piece of paper with handwritten on, please use other door, and an arrow, and it's all crooked.
What store was this?
It was fixed. It was all good. So I used it as a coaching opportunity, right? Because I could storm in there and say, hey guys, what the heck is this? And yada, 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 and be all disappointed, but you get more, you make more friends with honey than vinegar, right?
Yes.
So I called the crew out. It was after lunch, so we had the opportunity to take this field trip of 10 steps to the front door, but we took it. And we went out there and I said, hey, what does this say about our business? Although it's informative and it might get the job done now, what does it say about leadership's ability to create an experience or to our quality, right? I mean, ultimately, in my mind, that's what it comes down to. How do we operate this business? And what does everything say about the operation of this business, right? So anyways, the lesson and the correction was we got on a computer, got on Word, said, please use other door, inserted an arrow icon, which they have in there, right? Made sure it was facing the right way, printed that sucker out, and put it in a what is it called, a certificate frame, which is just an 8x11 frame that you can fit a certificate in. Put some double-sided tape on it, put it inside the front window. So now when you walk up to it, there's a framed, very clean, professional looking, please use other door with an arrow pointing to it, and it's presentable. It speaks volumes of a difference between what we had before.
So that is exactly what we're talking about. What your guest sees, what your guest experiences is how they perceive your operation. It can be chicken scratch or it can be professionally done. And professionally done doesn't need to cost you tons of money.
No.
But what it does cost you is effort.
Effort. And I probably wrap that all up in all of 10 minutes. The lesson included, right? The coaching included with the team.
Yep.
Now, everybody might not carry around a 8x11 picture frame with them, but I do have some experience, so I do keep a couple random things with me. Doorknobs, picture frames, things that I've ran into like, I will need a light bulb at some point.
Yes. But those are the things that make you an experienced operator, make you a good operator. And what we're trying to say here is, folks, examine your businesses from the customer point of view and give them a reason to come back and give you more business. Would you say that kind of sums up the lesson?
Yes, in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. So with that being said, of course, we got to tell you, who we are, and we are Who Closed Last Night.
Brought to you by Walnut Street Hospitality Group. And below in the comment section, you will find the links to how you can contact us. We've got Facebook, Instagram, hopefully a TikTok coming online. And most importantly, to me at least, we want to hear your Who Closed Last Night story of the week. So we all have it. If you're in the industry, you work on a team, you open a business, you know what I'm talking about. They could be funny, they can be sad, they can just be informative. We want to relate with you. We want to laugh with you. We want to just give you some focus and time and present what you guys show us. So send it in to whoclosedlastnight@gmail.com. And until next time, aloha.
Aloha.